Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your Why Am I Single as Bleep Tarotscope. I have to say bleep instead of the actual word, even though the actual word is a lot more fun. You're not supposed to cuss on YouTube, so alright, I will follow the rules. So I'm not trying to be stupid, I can't say the word, unfortunately. This is a general tarot reading. It may or may not resonate with you. If it doesn't, please do not get hostile with me and tell me I am stupid and everything else. This is just a general reading for all of Sagittarius, okay? It's not any one particular storyline, and because of that, it will resonate really amazingly for some, and unfortunately, it won't for others. So, also, this Tarotscope is intended for those of you who have just been single for a really long time with like no opportunities, or maybe for others of you, you've just had misconnections and rejections and you're just kind of like, what is going on? Like, why can I just not have a partner in my life? Like, why is this so hard for me? Okay, because a lot of times when that is happening, there is something going on inside of you, a growth, a lesson, something, and you may not want to hear that, but oftentimes that is the case, okay? For some of you, it's just you are the one holding yourself back at this point. It will be different for everybody because this is general. So Sagittarius, what I'm going to do is pull a card for the energy where you should be focused in the month of November 2017, where you should be having your thoughts and your emotions, okay? Wow, you guys got happy. Virgo got this card too. So what this is saying is, Sagittarius, you need to really allow yourself to see all the things in your life that are amazing and are good and that do make you happy at this time, and don't measure it next to, well, if I had a partner this would be so much greater or anything like that. Like, let that part of the equation go and just take a look around at the friends you have, or the family support you have, or maybe you really love your job, or you have a hobby that you're really interested in. Just wherever you are experiencing happiness and joy, it could be through your children if you have them, okay? It's just very important for you to start focusing there and letting go of, you know, all the things that aren't going right, that don't make you happy, especially things about the past. And maybe you can't let that go, but at least maybe in November, try to focus on what is going good in your life and what is positive. And if you feel like there's not a whole lot of that, then perhaps you should start thinking about all the things that would make you happy, like all the things you truly desire, and don't come from a place of wanting, come from a place of imagining, of creating, you know, what would your ideal life be? Because if you notice, she's standing on this egg here, and eggs to me always represent a new beginning, something growing within you that's going to hatch in your future. And with the keyhole here, it's like you deciding to turn your focus to happiness and the things in your life that do make you happy is the key to that new beginning for you. So really strong for you guys to shift yourself into a happier place, because this is the energy that is around you, whether you perceive it at this time or not. Where you vibrate is what you're open to, what you perceive, what you allow into your experience. And for all of you, there's happy energy, there's positive energy around you or trying to come into your life, and all it takes is your focus on it to really draw it in and pull it into your life, okay? So I'm going to draw some tarot cards to get a sense of, why are you single? Like, why do you need to be in this place? What is it that, sorry, I dropped the tarot cards. It's, what are you gaining from this? What is this growing you into? Where is this really trying to push your focus. You know, honestly, for me, when my relationship ended, I really felt like I had not a whole lot of purpose. And honestly, if that didn't happen and I wasn't single for quite some time after that, I would have never started this on YouTube, okay? Never in a million years would I be doing this today. So, was it worth losing a relationship? Well, even though that was the love of my life, yes, it was, because he wasn't very good to me. I just really loved him, and I couldn't see that. And he really took a lot of my energy and time, and so when I didn't have him or his family, I was left with this huge hole, and that made me recognize, and maybe for some of you watching this, it will help you recognize that that big hole was left there because the universe was trying to let me see that I had no sense of self. I completely defined myself, my worth, my value based upon my romantic relationships, especially the one I shared with my last ex that lasted over a decade of my life, okay? And what filled that space for me was not another relationship, okay? Which is what I wanted, like many of you, and was really upset that my ex seemed to move on so easily, and it seemed so happy with somebody new, and everybody I know was in a relationship but me. So I get it. It really sucks to be in that space, especially if you were honest and true in your partnerships, and you're like, why do I deal with this betrayal? Why am I single? Why can I not find somebody? And sometimes it's about you and yourself, and you needing to learn and recognize your own value, your own worth. And, you know, do you give all of yourself to a relationship to the detriment of you? Because, you know, that can be the case for some. And, you know, if that is the case, well, your next relationship's going to be just the same thing. And so if you find yourself in a place of being really single, it's because the universe is trying to, you know, get you to focus on the aspects of yourself that maybe need healing, okay? So that you can be in a partnership that is 50-50, that is equal, that is worthy of you. Because so many people get into all these relationships that are not very worthy of them. And, you know, it's not to say that you don't have a great soul connection and all of that, but sometimes those connections are only trying to show you that, you know, you don't love and value yourself enough, and you're too self-sacrificing in relationships. And, you know, it's hard not to be when you're really in love. I get it. I totally understand. So let's see what the universe is trying to prompt you guys towards about yourself, or about where you're, you know, where you should be focusing. Maybe it isn't on romance at this time. Okay, well, Page of Cups out, first out, reversed. Definitely saying, listen, maybe for some of you, romance or a new romance is not the best thing for you. Even if you think it is, or you really want it, it might not be, okay? And you don't want anything until you are truly ready for it. You don't, because it's not going to have longevity. It's not going to be able to fully solidify because you're not completely ready for it. Okay, you don't want anything that you're not ready for, even if you absolutely desire it 100%. I mean, this is an extreme example, but, you know, think of many artists out there, very famous, how, you know, they're like, oh yeah, I dreamed of this, and then they get it, and it's so overwhelming, it breaks them down, and they're like, you know, I wasn't quite ready for this yet, and it takes an adjustment. So this is right here is, you know, you might need to heal some aspects of yourself, or, you know, who are you, Sagittarius? What do you like? What makes you happy? Because you deserve all of those things in a partnership, okay? And you may have sacrificed, yeah. Reversed Emperor. this kind of has a few different messages, okay? This is saying that, you know, maybe in the past you haven't exactly been in control of yourself in a relationship, and that can go many different ways. That could be, you know, emotionally, you sacrifice, you can't say no, you just want to always be the glue that keeps everything together, you want to be able to provide and protect and nurture and love, and you might give that to a fault where you're not getting it back in return to the same degree, if at all, and it takes from you, and it doesn't allow you to fully thrive and shine and be, you know, the greatest of your potential. Because in a partnership, what's going on with your partner affects you. What's going on with you affects your partner, unless one of you is completely disconnected. And by the looks of this reading, I'm saying that's not you. You're 100% in, okay? Some of you, this could mean that you struggle with maybe anger issues or your temper or things like that. And this time of being single is about really exploring that aspect of yourself, that darkness. Maybe you consider it a demon, but to me, I don't see it that way. Even if, like, you know, this is a general reading, some of you could be very violent if you're completely just set off, like pushed to the end of your rope. And to me, all that is energy, a lot of energy inside of you, a part of you. And, you know, being a human being and living in society, it's really easy to have untapped energies such as that inside of yourself come out through temper, through anger, things like that. But to me, those energies controlled and directed and intentionally funneled somewhere, that's what makes you a rock star. That's what makes you be able to accomplish things other people just cannot, okay? As a Sagittarius, your competitive nature, you are not going to lose. You are going to make it happen, and you do, okay? You do. You deliver. What you say you're going to bring, you deliver no matter what, okay? So if you are a Sagittarius that is has struggled with like temper issues or getting too angry, things like that, learn how to control and direct that energy and transmute it, and it will, so many positive doors will open for you, okay? Because energy is just energy until we direct it where to go, and we direct it where to go through every emotion that we can possibly experience: love, happiness, anger, hatred, fear, insecurity, joy, curiosity. It's how you direct that energy from within you. And you guys are very powerful with this Emperor card, okay? Very powerful. But you just, for whatever reason, you're feeling out of balance, and that's going to be different for all of you, okay? Let's pull the next card to get a bit more information. Chariot, okay? Some of you are really having a hard time moving on from something. Since this is general, this could be a relationship. This could be some sort of like just tragedy that happened in your life, maybe even in childhood. Maybe you had a very abusive father, or your father abandoned you as a child, and you know that's just something that really impacted you and stuck with you and has shaped your perception of relationship in the romantic department, whether you're aware of it or not, okay? For you guys, honestly, this is the first reading so far out of everybody where I'm seeing the energy for you guys where there's like this need to really go within and see what is your hang up, okay? Are you really hung up on somebody hurting you? Do you have anger issues? Do you have abandonment or attachment issues? You know, what is your demon that you feel holds you back? And when I say that, every single one of you will know exactly what I'm talking about, because that's how you see it. You see it as a darkness inside of you. And for some, maybe you feel like it's something you can't overcome, or why is this inside of me? And I'm here to tell you, listen, that energy can be completely transmuted inside of you. The energy, this energy exists inside of you, whether it's reversed or upright. Right now, you've been learning about it and perhaps using it in the reverse position. But now is the time to transmute that. Switch it around for your benefit. Go to being happy. The things in your life that are working out, okay? It begins to change this energy. And whatever that is inside of you that you feel like you need to work on, or you can't let go of, or that holds you back, work on it, face it, because you will overcome it. There is no question in my mind that you cannot overcome whatever it is, okay? And this is just about you, Sagittarius. I'm not talking about your ex or your family or whatever got you into feeling this way, that put you into this feeling of defeat, like, you know, things just don't work out for me, or I just can't control this. It's not about that. It's time to let that go and really explore yourself and really switch those thoughts to more positive, because I don't know, you got great energy in those cards up there, but it's reversed right now, which means you're not tapping into it. Many of you it could just be because you're brokenhearted, or, you know, you're just, the emotions are still very raw inside of you. Whatever has put you in this place of being single, whether it's self-imposed or the universe, is just blocking every opportunity for a new mate, okay? There's great purpose here. And it's not to punish you. No, there's lots of growth that needs to transpire inside. And, you know, this is just the message I'm getting from these cards. So if this is not resonating, then this obviously isn't for you. But I do know for some of you out there, this is. And I promise you, let go of it. Whether you were wrong or you were wronged, let it all go. Don't focus on it right now. Go to things that did work out for you and what is going right in your life, and that's going to bring you so much relief and ease. I'm serious about that. I'm going to pull 2 cards here to look at energies of the person that exists inside of you that you may or may not be aware of. And, you know, overcoming this energy is, it's really, you're really growing. That's all I gotta say here. Like, you guys are so independent, and you guys protect and nurture. Sagittariuses can be some of the absolute best parents out there, if you ask me. Okay, so you guys have Lady of the Mirror, reflection, non-judgment. This here is the ultimate of inner peace. This is seeing the light inside of you and also the shadow side of you. And with this coming out, this is the universe saying, listen, you need to take a long, hard look in the mirror at who you are. And that doesn't mean you're a horrible person that needs to change your personality or anything like that. Nope. This is saying, what do you tolerate? How do you feel about yourself? What is your worth to yourself? How is your self-esteem? You know, it's really being honest and true with yourself. No lies. No lies. That is what will set you free. Because some of you definitely have been far too self-sacrificing and giving to a fault to where it completely breaks you down and sucks you dry, okay? For others of you, I feel like this is saying you probably haven't been the most fair in the past, and you need to recognize that about yourself, okay? You will know which side of that you fall on. But that's what this card is saying. And come from, you know, when you're reevaluating everything, trying to come from this new perspective, have no judgment against yourself or any other persons involved in whatever you're trying to work out in your mind, okay? Just have a completely unbiased, observative type of perspective where you're kind of just going over something to see it from a new light so that you can understand. You know, it's a very powerful card. This is, you know, getting 100% real with yourself right here, this card. Next, the Wise Woman of Wonderland, integrity, compromise. Okay, this is very similar to this right here. Which side do you fall on? Are you a Sagittarius that gives too much, or are you a Sagittarius that maybe has taken too much or isn't fair? Which are you? Okay, because on either side, within you is the wisdom to know the truth and to see it about yourself. And some of you, what this card is saying is perhaps you have been stubborn or unbending, unflexible about certain things because of your own integrity. Like you hold a very high standard of yourself, your behavior, and therefore when others don't meet that, it's hard for you to view them in that light of, you know, I don't want to say as being on the same level as you, because I don't mean it like that. It's like you see people for what they are. But what this here is saying is, listen, even though you can walk this very fine straight line, it doesn't mean everybody can, okay? This is something that's unique and special about you. And not everybody can have that degree of integrity and responsibility and accountability within themselves as you do. And that doesn't mean that they are a bad person or that they're dishonest. It's just saying, listen, you, when it comes to this, you operate on such a high frequency. Some of you listening to this, you are so ethical and so honorable, so truthful, okay, that's rare. You don't know how rare you are. And I get it that you want people to meet you on that same level, but many cannot, okay? Many do not possess the ability to look in the mirror and see the full truth of themselves, good or bad. They don't. And I feel like because many of you that are watching this do, that's what makes you sad. That's what's breaking you down, is you're like, look, universe, I am this honest, just, fair person, and I can be real with myself. Why, for the love of God, can I not get that in return? Okay? And here, these cards, with this main energy, the universe is saying, my beautiful Sagittarius, you are receiving that. You're just not perhaps receiving it in all the places you desire. But because of that, please don't miss the places where it is present and focus there. Okay? That's your healing. That's your new beginning. So, I'm going to pull 2 more cards from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle to get a sense of the best characteristics of you, Sagittarius, okay? The elements of yourself that you need to allow to shine 100%, the most beautiful parts of you and who you are. And I really don't want these readings to be long, but it just seems like they are. So, let's see. 2 cards. What does Sagittarius need to let shine about who they are? Faith. Wow. Many of you with this card have very strong spiritual roots or very strong religious roots. And the faith that you have in God, Jesus, universe, Krishna, whoever you believe, Buddha, whoever you believe in, whoever is your higher deity, that is something that is very beautiful about you. That connection, your faith, your unwavering faith to that, regardless of what anybody else may have to say. More than that, with this here, you are very wise. Just as this says, be wise. You contain wisdom within you that's just part of your soul. It just comes forth. Like you are the wise old oak tree, okay? And that is what is beautiful about you, Sagittarius, and never change that for anybody. Never change that. One of your best qualities that you possess. And it's like you can make people believe because of your faith. Okay, you can lead people to the light, whatever, however, you know, that road is, whatever that road is, but you can lead them to the light within themselves. Okay, there's very magical healing properties to your energy, and don't lose that. Don't stop shining that, because that just, it's one of your most beautiful qualities, Sagittarius. Harmony is your next. Very similar to this, you have a way of making everything okay for everybody in your life, whether it's friends, family, a romantic partner, your children, your co-workers, strangers. There's this natural element to your energy that is very harmonious, very grounding. People are drawn into that. They feel safe next to you. They feel protected. They feel nurtured. Like I said, you are the wise old oak tree, providing beautiful shade from the, scorching sun. Not only that, the wisdom contained within you is infinite and it's easily accessible. You bring harmony and balance to all situations and people, but the opposite of this can also be true, because there's two spectrums to every energy. When you are out of balance and not in harmony, that can be the worst attribute to you, and I think that you know that. And keep that in mind with this, because the flip side of that energy is so beautiful, and it's your choice on whether you vibrate here or you vibrate in this energy like this, okay? So I'm going to pull you some advice cards to help you navigate through this energy and focus on the positive and happy things in your life in the month of November. Just, I don't know, by the looks of this reading, Sag, you guys are just all so beautiful and wise. And, you can be wise for everybody, but sometimes when it comes to ourselves, we just cannot see the forest through the trees. And that's just the truth. That's just how it is. And sometimes we have to get advice from other people to help us out, because we can't see our trees. Okay, we can't see our forest really. It's just a big blur. Even though we can offer the most sound advice to everybody around us. Okay, first card out is friendship. So, Sag, this is saying, listen, in November, really rely on your friendships. Find a lot of joy and happiness in those relationships. It's going to be very healing. It's going to provide you the companionship that you're seeking. And that's exactly what you need right now. Even if that's not what you want, the universe is saying that's what you need. For others of you, this is saying that your happiness comes from being real with yourself about everybody that you surround yourself with. And, you know, if it's somebody that's just not there for you, that's just a drainer, a downer all the time, you need to remove that energy from your life, okay? Because they're not going with you where you're headed, which is a much happier place. So, you know how this card will fit in your personal situation. Wow, next is divine timing. So, all of you who are like angry and like, oh, I'm over it, believe me, when I was single for a long time, I had my battles and arguments with the universe too. Like, this is so unfair. I don't understand. And this card is saying, listen, your next real relationship is a matter of divine timing. And that's how you truly want it to be, even if right now you don't feel that way. This is saying don't lose faith, don't lose hope. There is something for you, but it's about divine timing, things coming full circle in the perfect time. You never want anything before it's ready, okay? And that's very strong with this card right here. You know, if you can let it go, just knowing that there is somebody coming for you in your future at the perfect time, which will make you the most happy, then let go of the need to have it right now and really surround yourself by other relationships that uplift you and make you happy. Expression. Express yourself, okay? As a Sagittarius, you want to be the protector, the healer, the nurturer. And this is saying what's hurting you, you need to let out. Whether you just need to vent to a friend or write it down in a letter or maybe even tell somebody outright. You need to express yourself, but make sure you do it in a very positive way. Even if you have to express negative emotions, you can do that in a positive way that isn't tainted by a bunch of emotional reaction. That will really help you release some of this energy that maybe you're holding on to and maybe blocking the happiness that you're seeking, okay? And more to the point, it's just gonna open you up and free up all that pent-up energy inside of you. So I'm going to pull 3 last cards as I wrap this up, and these are the Romance Angel cards, and this is just to look at the potential romantic energies for you guys over the next 3 months as you take the advice of this reading and choose to focus on the happier aspects of your life and let the rest go, and, you know, get rid of people that don't care about you and don't make you feel good the same way that, you know, you care about them, and offer them your kindness and your friendship and your compassion and your love. So okay, first card out is children. So a lot of different messages with this. For many of you, it's time to just view romance as if you were an innocent child that had never been harmed before, okay? It's time to get into a very playful, youthful energy and not be so serious. Have fun. Be happy. Be excited. You know, let the past go. Others of you, this is saying that you're really going to be more focused on your children or children over the next few months. And honestly, it looks like that's going to bring you a lot of joy for whatever that means to you. Others of you, this could mean the next partner that's coming into your life has children. Okay, maybe you don't have children and that's going to be an adjustment for you, or maybe you do have children and you've only been dating people who don't, and you really want a partner that also has children, and, you know, over the next 3 months that could very well come into your life. But overall, with this card, It's really time to just allow yourself to feel the innocence and purity of being young, of being a child, of never being hurt or harmed. A lot of healing found in that vibration, a lot of happiness as well. Next card out is keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So this pairs really nice with this divine timing. This is saying, listen, the next person for you is probably somebody like you have never been with before. And maybe because they're so different, you might not pursue them or allow them to pursue you, or you might not take them too seriously. But this is saying, listen, if there's somebody in your life or somebody who surfaces over these next 3 months that is just totally not your type, but you're feeling a connection to, give it a chance, okay? Because if nothing has worked out for you in the past, then maybe something completely different is exactly what you need, okay? Keep an open mind. Lastly, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Again, this goes back to that self-sacrificing and willing to compromise to the point of breaking. You need to love yourself first and put yourself first and not always be so readily available, even though it's your nature to help and take care of and protect. Sometimes you cannot be so readily available. You need to love yourself first, and if somebody's taking advantage of you and you recognize that, no matter how much you care about them, you need to place a boundary and be like, no, this isn't going to happen. I don't care who you are. I deserve better than this because I give more than this. So love yourself. Come back to this youthful energy. Know that you are worth something and that you have a lot to offer. Okay? It's just all about divine timing and you getting very real with yourself and making the proper adjustments inside of you and allowing yourself to focus on all the things that truly do make you happy. It changes your energy, okay? So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that this helped and offered you some guidance, and I hope that you all have a very beautiful and blessed month. Take care.